There's a man in Hollywood who has everything, except the people he loved most. A man who became rich, but lost his family. A man who became famous, but goes home alone. This man's name is Keanu Reeves, and his real story will break your heart. Hey everyone, today we're not celebrating success. We're honoring survival. The survival of a man who lost everything that mattered and still became the most beloved person in Hollywood. This isn't about fame. This is about a man who chose kindness despite unimaginable pain. Let's dive in. Keanu Charles Reeves was born September 2nd, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon. But his childhood was anything but glamorous. His father, Samuel, was a drug dealer who abandoned the family when Keanu was just 3 years old. 3 years old. A little boy watching his father walk away forever. Keanu never saw his father again. That abandonment created a wound that would never fully heal. Years later, when asked about his father, Keanu simply said, "The story with me and my dad's pretty non-existent." His mother Patricia moved them constantly. Beirut, Sydney, New York, Toronto. 4 different countries before Keanu was 10. New schools, new homes, never belonging anywhere. Keanu struggled with dyslexia, making school even harder. He was the quiet kid, the outsider, the one who didn't quite fit in. But young Keanu found escape in hockey and acting. He was good at both. Acting especially, it let him become someone else, somewhere else, away from the pain of an absent father and a constantly moving life. In his 20s, Keanu moved to Los Angeles to pursue acting. He lived in cheap apartments, took small roles, struggled like every other young actor. But in 1989, he got his breakthrough, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The goofy time travel comedy made Keanu a star at 25. Then came Point Break, 1991, and Speed, 1994. Action movies that proved Keanu could be more than just comedic. He was becoming a genuine movie star. Money was coming in, fame was growing, life was finally good. In 1998, Keanu met Jennifer Syme at a party. She was 25, working in the film industry. They fell deeply in love. For the first time since childhood, Keanu felt like he had a real family forming. In 1999, Jennifer became pregnant. Keanu was going to be a father. He was overjoyed. After a childhood without a father, Keanu was going to break that cycle. He was going to be there for his child in ways his father never was for him. But on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1999, tragedy struck. Jennifer went into labor prematurely at 8 months. Their daughter, Ava Archer Syme Reeves, was stillborn. The baby died. Their daughter was gone before she ever lived. Keanu and Jennifer were devastated. The grief was unbearable. They had prepared for parenthood, decorated a nursery, chosen names, imagined their future, and in one moment, it was all gone. The relationship couldn't survive the tragedy. Grief affects people differently. Some need to talk, some need silence, some need closeness, some need distance. Keanu and Jennifer needed different things. By early 2000, they separated. Not from lack of love, from too much pain to process together, but they remained close. They still cared deeply for each other. They were trying to heal, separately but together. Then came April 2nd, 2000. Jennifer Syme was driving alone in Los Angeles. She crashed her Jeep Cherokee into a row of parked cars. She was killed instantly. She was 28 years old. Police found prescription medication in her car. She had been battling depression since their daughter's death. Some said it was an accident. Some whispered it might have been intentional. Keanu never spoke publicly about what he believed. In less than 2 years, Keanu had lost his unborn daughter and the woman he loved. Both gone, forever. Keanu completely withdrew from public life. He canceled appearances. He stopped doing interviews. He was 36 years old, a movie star, and absolutely broken inside. People in Hollywood talked. Some thought his career was over. How do you come back from that? How do you stand in front of cameras and pretend to be okay when your entire world has collapsed? But Keanu did something unexpected. He returned to work on the Matrix sequels. Not because he was healed, because he needed purpose. He needed something to wake up for. Work became his therapy, his distraction, his reason to keep moving forward. He poured his grief into his performances. Watch The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions, knowing what Keanu was going through. The pain in Neo's eyes isn't just acting. That's real grief channeled into art. But the universe wasn't done with Keanu. In the early 1990s, his younger sister Kim was diagnosed with leukemia. For 10 years, she battled cancer. 10 years of treatments, hospitals, hope, and fear. Keanu became her primary caregiver. While filming movies and grieving his own losses, he was also fighting for his sister's life. He spent millions on her treatment. He took time off between films to be with her. When doctors said experimental treatments might help, Keanu paid for everything without hesitation. Kim eventually went into remission, but those 10 years aged Keanu in ways fame never could. He watched his little sister fight for her life, while he could do nothing but hold her hand and pay the bills. In 2002, Keanu's close friend River Phoenix's family was still grieving. River had died of a drug overdose in 1993 outside the Viper Room in Los Angeles. Keanu had been close friends with River. They were like brothers. River's death devastated him, and years later, the pain was still fresh. Loss after loss after loss, each one leaving another scar. Here's what's remarkable. Keanu Reeves could have become bitter, angry, withdrawn forever. No one would have blamed him. He had every reason to hate the world, to question why he deserved such pain. Instead, he chose kindness. He started giving away his money. When The Matrix made him incredibly wealthy, Keanu gave $75 million of his earnings to the special effects and costume design teams. He said they were the real heroes of the film. He bought motorcycles for his stunt team on The Matrix Reloaded, Harley Davidsons for 12 people, because he appreciated their work. He took pay cuts on films so other actors could get paid more. He gave up millions on The Devil's Advocate so Al Pacino could be in it. He did the same on The Replacements so Gene Hackman could join. He set up a private cancer foundation but refuses to put his name on it. He doesn't want recognition. He just wants to help families like his sister's family. People started noticing Keanu's humility. He rides the subway in New York. He gives up his seat for others. He sits on the ground eating lunch with homeless people. He signs autographs for everyone who asks, no matter how tired he is. There are countless stories. Keanu's car broke down once, so he helped push it to the side and took the subway. A fan recognized him and offered a ride. Keanu declined and rode the subway, chatting with strangers like a normal person. Another time, a flight he was on had to make an emergency landing. Instead of demanding special treatment, Keanu helped organize transportation for all the passengers, playing music and reading facts about the area to keep spirits up during the long drive. But here's the heartbreaking truth. Keanu Reeves is lonely. He's in his late 50s now. He's never married. After Jennifer, he dated occasionally, but nothing serious. He's said in interviews that he's lonely, that he wishes he had a family, that he dreams of having children, but worries he's too old now. Imagine that. One of the most beloved people on earth, surrounded by fans and admiration, and he goes home alone every night. The man who lost his father, his daughter, his girlfriend, his best friend, he's still searching for the family he never got to have. In interviews, when asked about marriage and family, Keanu gets quiet. You can see the pain flash across his face. He says things like, "I'm alone, and I would love to have a family," and your heart just breaks for him. In 2019, something beautiful happened. Keanu went public with a relationship with Alexandra Grant, an artist he'd known for years. They appeared together at events, holding hands, smiling. Keanu, at 55, looked genuinely happy for the first time in decades. The internet collectively celebrated. Finally, Keanu deserves happiness. Finally, someone to share his life with. The kindest man in Hollywood getting a chance at love again. They're still together. Keanu doesn't talk much about their relationship. He keeps it private, protecting it. But when he speaks about Alexandra, you can hear the warmth in his voice. Maybe after all the loss, Keanu found something lasting. Keanu has developed a philosophy about grief and life that's both beautiful and heartbreaking. Grief changes shape, but it never ends. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, "It's gone, and I'm better." They're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you're alone. He's also said, "I'm the one who has to deal with my own grief. I don't want to be part of my problem. I want to be part of my solution." And perhaps most telling, money doesn't mean anything to me. I've made a lot of money, but I want to enjoy life and not stress myself building my bank account. I give lots away and live simply, mostly out of a suitcase in hotels. We all know that good health is much more important. That last quote, "We all know that good health is much more important," comes from a man who watched his sister fight cancer for 10 years, who lost his unborn child and the woman he loved. Keanu knows what matters because he's lost everything that doesn't. Today, Keanu Reeves is 60 years old. He's worth an estimated $380 million, yet he lives modestly. He still rides the subway.
He still eats at regular restaurants.
He still treats everyone, from fans to janitors, with genuine respect and kindness.
The John Wick franchise has made him one of the biggest action stars in the world again.
He's in his 50s doing stunts that would exhaust actors half his age. Why? Because work gives him purpose.
Because motion keeps him from drowning in memories. But if you look closely at Keanu in interviews, you can still see the sadness.
It's in his eyes. It's in the pauses before he answers personal questions. It's in the way he deflects compliments and changes subjects when people praise him too much. He's not broken. He's someone who's been broken and chose to rebuild himself into something gentle instead of something hard.
Trauma can make you cruel or kind.
Keanu chose kind. Keanu Reeves' story isn't about triumph over tragedy.
It's not a he overcame everything and now he's happy story.
Because he didn't overcome it.
You don't overcome losing your child.
You don't overcome losing the love of your life.
You don't overcome watching your sister fight for her life for a decade.
Keanu's story is about continuing anyway. About waking up every day, knowing your daughter will never grow up. Knowing your girlfriend died alone in a car. Knowing your father never wanted you. And choosing to be kind to strangers anyway.
Choosing to give away millions anyway.
Choosing to make people smile anyway. That's not strength. That's something more than strength. That's grace. That's the real Keanu Reeves. Not a superhero, but a deeply wounded man who chose kindness despite unimaginable pain. He lost his father, his daughter, his girlfriend, nearly lost his sister, and lost his best friend.
Yet he's the most beloved person in Hollywood because he turned his grief into grace. What's your favorite Keanu Reeves moment of kindness? Share in the comments.
If this story moved you, please like and share this video. Subscribe for more real stories that remind us why kindness matters.
Remember Keanu's words, grief changes shape, but it never ends.
But neither does love, neither does kindness. See you in the next one.